All right.
All right, well, let's get started. Now, in other meetings that I've had, someone shared a screen. Does anyone have the problems on their screen already?
I can get them, like, open the quiz and share it?
Yeah. I don't know, just so we have something to look at.
Yeah, let me grab it really fast. I'm not... Yeah, let me try. I don't know if I know how to share my screen. You might have to tell me how.
Oh, I've never done it in this one. Let's see here, settings. Go to sleep. No, that's not it. Maybe it won't work. Maybe it was just Google Chat or Hangout or whatever I did last time.
I had it open. Now I can't find it.
I can do it, I think. Let me just...
There you
Okay. Okay.
Hey,
Too many tabs.
well, she's pulling that up. I wanted to show you all the view outside my window right here, since y'all can't be in Hawaii.
Oh, that's right. You're in Hawaii.
Jojo.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. My sister's getting married this, and they're going to Hawaii on their honeymoon. So, oh, cool. Yeah.
Okay, can you guys see the quiz?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
No, I don't think we're supposed to actually take the quiz together. I think we're supposed to go over the quiz questions.
I think it was said that everybody, like, we take the quiz. In my other classes, we took the quiz together, but everybody has to take the quiz themselves.
Yeah.
It's the same question, so either way, I don't think it matters. But
no, when I was on the thing with him last week, he said that we just practice the questions together and then we take it separately. Like we do the practice quiz together, and then we do the actual quiz by ourselves.
Oh, okay.
I'd totally be cool with it if I wasn't afraid of getting in trouble and not getting the full credit.
No problem. Well, we can still use these questions. That works. Or I can pull up the other one. I don't care.
So I thought we were supposed to, this PDF, I thought we were supposed to go through that together.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I understood.
Okay, I'll go back and find it.
I think it was in that email that he sent out. The one that was
under lesson 2, individual preparation, it says study, chapter 3. I think it's that one. It says group quiz, though.
Yeah, this one.
Okay. Well, as long as it's the same exact questions that are on the quiz, so.
Okay.
We just answer one of them, it's all right.
Okay. Okay, so for number 1, I got B. What did you guys get?
I got B as well.
Yeah, I got B. I can't find it. Yes, B is what I got as well.
Okay. I say the ones that we all agree on, we'll just go to the next so that we can help each other understand the ones we don't get yet.
Good, thank you.
Perfect.
So number 2, I got 5 hours.
Yep.
That's what I got too.
Okay. 3 I was confused on. I got A or B, and I had no idea.
So does anyone understand 3? Because I didn't get that one either.
I didn't either.
No, me either.
Well, we're all on a great start.
I ruled out it's not C and D. Those ones didn't make sense. But A and B, they both worked, so I have no idea which ones to do.
Does someone know how to like go through this problem at all? Like,
No.
okay.
I know there's yeah. I didn't understand this part at all. Sorry.
I think there were probably video demos, but I just haven't had a chance to look at them yet.
The way that I made it make sense to me is on the charts, I like put a dot as what I thought was the middle because it said that they produced. That page, hold on.
I would think if they're producing together, why can't they both produce the maximum of each item that they can produce and add that together? But that's not one of the answers.
Yeah, the production possibility frontiers were shown 1 year working, which the function produced together in a given year. So maybe we pick that. Oh my heck, I don't know. Okay, so what if we just went through the answers?
Yeah.
If on A, if there was 1 sweater produced, so say that the second chart, it's Bryce, has produced 1 sweater, then you draw the line up, and if they produced 1 sweater, they could probably produce like 4 jackets, do you think? Does you think that goes up to 6 before it hits the line?
I was thinking it was 5, but maybe it's 6. I know, I was just doing like, okay, so if 0 jackets means, or sorry, 0 sweaters means 10 jackets, and 2 sweaters equals 0 jackets, then half of that would be 5 and 1. It's my guess, but I could be way off on that.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. So it'd be 5. So they can produce 5 jackets and 1 sweater. And so over here, if they produced all jackets, 5 plus 16 is 21. So then A would not work. Right?
Right, but if you go the other way.
If you produce 1 sweater on this first graph, how many jackets would be left? 16 and 4.
So are you looking at it like as a ratio, like say on that second graph, for every 2 sweaters, he's producing 10 jackets?
Yeah. No, it's either he can produce 10 sweaters and he can either produce 10 jackets and 0 sweaters, or he can produce 2 sweaters and 0 jackets. Like he can do one or the other type of thing, is what I understood.
Yeah.
But it has him down for 2 sweaters with 10 jackets. How could it be 10 and 0 then? I'm not sure.
The graph shows that he can do. So it's if he does 10 jackets, he can't do any sweaters. The graph shows you know
really?
How much.
My graphic goes 10 and then down to a 2 on the sweaters.
Yeah.
Yep. So that means so any point in between, like if you point any dot on the graph and you line it up, say it lines up with 1 and 5, then he can produce 10 or 5 jackets and 1 sweater. But since it's on 10 and 0 on the axis, means he's producing 10 jackets and 0 sweaters. And the dot on the 2 is on the 0 as well, so it's producing 2 sweaters but 0 jackets on the 0 axis.
I think I have a different graph than you girls.
Is it the same one on the screen?
Oh, that's a good idea. I want to jump over here and look. Yeah. Yeah, it is. So
okay, can you see my mouse on this screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So since this dot is on this 2 and it's on the x-axis, which is 0, because this comes down and it goes 0, 2, 4, 6.
Oh, I gotcha.
And so 2, he's making 2 sweaters but 0 jackets. And up here he's making 10 jackets, but 0 sweaters.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it wrong. I thought he was making 2 sweaters for every 10 jackets.
No, so he can make one or the other.
I gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so somehow combine themselves, we have to figure out what they can make. So on B, if, say he just makes his 2 sweaters, that's all he makes over here, then we need to come up with 20 jackets. And he can't make 20 jackets, he can only make 16. So that one doesn't work.
Okay.
But he can produce 2 sweaters over here, and it will come up and like cross the line, it looks like at like 8. And so then he can produce 2 sweaters and 8 jackets. Does that make sense?
I think it's B.
Yeah. So then we have 8 jackets and 10 jackets. That would be 18 and 2. I have no idea what the answer is. Or 4 sweaters, then he's not making any jackets, and he can produce 10 jackets. So that's not right. Nobody can make 5 sweaters, so that one's not. Yeah. It's either A or B. I don't know which one.
Well, I mean, in a sense, D could be correct because you could. You're kind of. I think you're kind of looking at only Bryce's graph. I mean, if Lisa made 4 sweaters and Bryce made 1 sweater, there is a possibility that Bryce could make the rest of the jacket.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of thinking that it's B. Because if we use all of Bryce's sweaters and then did 2 of Lisa's sweaters, oh, no, that's not enough. Just kidding.
What if with 2 sweaters, what if we did 1 sweater from each of them? If they produced a sweater, they'd be at 5 jackets. And if they produced 1 sweater, I think it would go up to 12. 12 and 5 is 17. Never mind. I don't know.
So what if yeah, that's still, I was gonna say if Lisa makes 1 sweater, if that goes up to 14, and maybe 13? 13, and then yeah, I don't know.
Well, should we call it a draw and move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's move on to the next. I'll keep trying to look at this one. Maybe I can figure it out.
Okay. So number 3 or 4. Number 4, I got A. What did you guys get?
I got C.
I got A.
Okay. Someone explain this to me.
Okay, how did you get C? Do you want to explain it?
Yeah, I just went through each one, and it just what I got was that every other answer was more than 8 hours of work, and C was 7 hours and 7 hours and 15 minutes out of the day. But maybe I was doing it wrong because I just got it that every other answer was like more than an 8-hour day.
The way I did it is I took the 8-hour day, and so this is in minutes. Minutes needed to make 1. So to make 1 bushel of wheat, Andrea needs 30 minutes. And so in 8 hours, she'll make 16 bushels of wheat because she can make 2 an hour. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha.
And then a pound of beef, it takes 15 minutes to make 1, so she can make 4 in 1 hour. So she can make 32 in 8 hours. So that's why I got A.
But isn't it because it says which of the following combinations of wheat and beef could Andrea produce in 1 hour day? Like, because isn't it if she wheat, then it's 16 hours or 16 bushels, and she only makes the beef.
Yeah, that would be 16 hours. How if she produced both of those?
I wish they used it for an example because you really don't produce wheat or beef by the hour. I'm a farm girl. That works. So that's confusing to begin with.
So yeah, that's how I got C then, because so 7 bushels of wheat is 3.5 hours, and 15 pounds of beef is 3 hours and 45 minutes. So those combined, it's like within the 8-hour day.
Yeah.
It's like way more.
So how are you girls doing the math on this? Are you adding like their production and then dividing it by the 8-hour day, or how do you do that?
Yeah, so sort of we did the 8-hour day, and it takes 30 minutes to make 1 bushel of wheat. So I did, there are 60 minutes in an hour, so she can create 2 bushels of wheat, 30 minutes each in 1 hour. And for 8 hours, she can create 16 bushels of wheat because she can do 2 an hour because they each take 30 minutes.
Okay.
And we're trying to figure out how much she could produce in 1 8-hour day.
See, that's
16 bushels in 8 hours and 32 pounds in 8 hours. But we need to figure out, like, but that would be 16 hours to do both of them. So that's why A was wrong.
okay. Yeah, see, that's what's confusing is how do you, if it was one or the other, it makes sense. If you do both, how do you know how to divide?
To do 7 bushels, so we were thinking C, and 7 bushels of wheat, and it takes 30 minutes each, so 7 times 30 is, 7 times 30 is 210, and divide that by 60, which is 60 minutes in a day, is 3.5 hours. So she only 3.5 hours to make 7 bushels of wheat.
Okay.
And for 15
pounds
pounds
is only 1 hour. Or sorry, just kidding.
And then
So she can make 4 pounds in an hour, right?
Yes, because it's 15 minutes each, and there's 4 15 minutes in an hour.
so then are we trying to allocate the remaining 4.5 hours to the beef then?
Yeah, we're trying to get it as close to an 8-hour day as we can without going over, because she only has 8 hours to produce.
Yeah, if it was C, she'd be able to make 18 pounds of beef. Did you guys already say that?
Yeah, it's a little bit under, but all the other ones are over.
Are they?
I think so. We can double check. Let's double check with D.
Well, if you think about C, I mean, they just want to know if she can produce it. If all the other ones are impossible, then yes, she can do C, and then she could still do a little bit more. So it could be C.
Yeah.
So I got that it would take her 3 3/4 hour to do the 15 pounds of beef in C, which is less than would she have 4 1/4 left over?
Yeah, and then you add the 3.5 with the wheat.
Mm-hmm.
And so there is a little bit left over.
Yeah, okay.
10 bushels. Okay, so how long would it take to make 10 bushels of wheat? It would be 5 hours.
Yeah, 5 hours.
And then 13 pounds of beef is, oh my goodness.
3.25 hours. So that would be over 8.
So that would be over. Oh. And I think that's like the closest one.
I think C is it, yeah.
Yeah, I think C will be right on that one. Okay. I'm glad that I was corrected.
I'm glad you guys corrected me, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you can talk me through it because it's all Greek.
Now I'm probably the only one that I get right, so.
Whatever. Okay, 5.
Let's see.
I got C as well.
because they just want to know a fact about it. It's not like, you know, we don't know if they should produce more cashews, because that's an opinion.
Yeah.
And then
It could
there's
be,
not information for that.
well, it doesn't say what those numbers represent as far as units either, but assuming that the cashew is more units, could it be that they should specialize in producing cashews since they seem to be able to produce more of them?
Well,
Maybe.
the problem is there's not enough information, is
True.
because it's just saying numbers. Is it that's how much it costs, that many hours, that's how much they can get out of it. So I think with the information that we have, they face a trade-off between the products.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, though. I don't know the answer.
I agree that I think that's all that we can decipher out of it.
Isn't that a given though? If you're producing any two products, that there's trade-offs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that.
I think they're just trying to teach us the terms there.
Could it be A? Is that why the number's lower? Because it's more costly to produce peanuts than to produce cashews?
But that's the problem, is the number, there's not enough information on that graph to tell us if it's a price or an amount.
Yeah, if it only costs $8, then it would actually be better to produce peanuts rather than $240 to produce cashews.
Oh, that's true. We have no idea what this represents, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think C.
C sounds good to me.
Okay. What do you guys get for 6?
I got B.
I got B.
That's what
Yeah. B.
Okay. And then 7, did you guys get A?
I got B.
I got A.
That's fine.
I got to think about how we did it.
Okay. So,
Yep.
here. How did I do it? So the way I did it was, okay, so they can make 3 tables or 18 chairs. So I put 3 over 18, and then Tracy can make 8 tables or 24 chairs, which is 8 over 24. And then I just reduced the fractions, and that's how I got A.
Mm-hmm, me too.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Okay, what is that?
How did you get B?
Let's see. It made sense while I was doing it, but now I'm trying to remember what I did. Let's see.
Well, for B, if you got 1/6 of the table for Ken, you need to use the same equation for Tracy.
Yeah.
You might have gotten that mixed up.
Yeah, I think, I probably just got mixed up. So now I don't know how I did that. So.
Okay, I'll be back.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to 8. On this one, it was the same idea to find the opportunity cost, and I got A.
Okay, can you explain how you just explain the opportunity cost thing just really quick for that one?
Yeah. Here, let me pull it up. It was on the PowerPoint I was watching. Okay. Okay. Yep, that's it. So opportunity cost, producing 1 computer requires 10 hours of labor over 10 tons of wheat. And then So the opportunity cost is the amount that could be produced using the labor needed to produce the other. So you put, using the same amount of labor, like 1 hour, you put, in 1 hour you can produce this, or you can produce this, and you put them over each other.
Okay. So then,
so in this one,
So
in
you
1
put-
hour, you can produce 30 cars, or, oh, that's hours to make one. So it takes 30 hours to make a car, or 150 hours to make an airplane. So for Japan's opportunity cost of one car is 1/5 of an airplane, because 30 is 1/5 of 50. So it takes 1/5 of an airplane to produce a car.
right, so how do you do that? You do 30, so like the
30 over 50.
That's how you figure that out?
Yeah, and the same 50 over 150 on this one, where it takes a car is 1/3 the cost of an airplane, because 50 is 1/3 of 150. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be really wrong.
Yeah, I got A.
That's what was so confusing for me. It was just like with the hours, I wasn't understanding how you could figure out how many cars for the opportunity cost of the airplanes. I don't know. I was just confused how you figured that out, but that makes sense if you just put the car number over the airplanes.
Yeah. Because that percentage of a car, in that time, you could make that much of an airplane. You make 1/5 of an airplane in the time you make one car.
And so then you just do the opposite with like airplanes over cars.
Yeah, if it was asking you the opportunity cost of one airplane over a car, then it will be one of these full numbers.
Okay. Okay, perfect.
Alrighty, so that was A, and number 9, I got C. What did you guys get?
I also got C.
Yep, I got C.
I'm lost. Somebody want to explain that to me? 6 burritos for every 10 tacos.
Yeah. Okay, so on this one, I just did the process of elimination. So I started with A, and I said if she has 20 burritos, or if she has 100 tacos left, that means she traded 300 tacos, because she makes 400. Good so far?
No,
So
because on the bottom line she makes 400. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, and it says that she specializes in taco production. So all she's making is tacos. So she's making her max tacos. So she has 100 left, and so she gave or traded 300 tacos. And that means, and every 10 tacos, she gets 6 burritos. So she traded, for her 300, she traded 10 tacos 30 times, because that'll equal 300. And
so
then
300 tacos and 60 burritos.
So, well, she traded 10 tacos 30 times. So you do 30 times 6 is how many burritos she got back. And that's 180. So that one was wrong because it's not 200. Make sense?
Mm-mm.
Okay. All right. So she keeps 100 tacos. So she has 300 left to trade with Arturo.
Uh-huh.
And with her 300 tacos, every 10 out of that 300, she gets 6 burritos back. So if we break down our 300, it can be separated into 10s, 30 sets of 10.
Okay.
And so she gives 10 tacos 30 different times. And each time she gets 6 burritos back. So if you just do 6 times her 30 swaps, you get 180. So this one is incorrect because instead of 200, she would really only be getting 180 back.
So none of the answers are correct then?
So A is incorrect. C is the one that I got was correct.
Oh, okay.
So she has 300 tacos. She traded 100 of her tacos.
Okay.
And so that would be 100 tacos divided by 10 is 10. So you have 10 sets of 10, and she trades that for 6 burritos. And so 6 times 10 is 60, and that's why I got that one was right.
Okay, I'm just noticing the flaw in that answer. Because if she traded 300 tacos, she would still have some burritos herself, right?
Yeah, so she'd have because she's doing specializing in tacos. So all she has is tacos.
So she gave I'm remembering now. I kind of am forgetting my problems as I went along. Okay.
Okay, Siri, does that make sense?
Kind of.
Okay, explain it back to me. What did you get? For C. How did she get that?
So she has a maximum capacity to produce 400 tacos, right?
Yep.
And for every 10, she trades 6 burritos. So is she selling tacos and trading with Arturo? That's the part, I guess, that's throwing me off. I don't get that.
So the answers are what she has produced for herself. So if she has 300 tacos produced for herself, I mean, she traded 100 because she started with 400 tacos. And she kept 300 from the answer.
I still don't get it. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to slow it down, but
you're totally
fine.
Wish we had a whiteboard so that we could work together on these.
Yeah, that would be handy. We can't mark up on the screen or anything. There's no marking tools.
I can't edit it. I can highlight. That helps.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. So we see this black dot on 400, and you were right. 400 is the most tacos she can produce, and that's what she does produce.
Okay.
She makes 400 tacos.
Gotcha.
And so we're trying to figure out which of the following combinations of tacos and burritos could Dinah then consume, assuming that she specializes in tacos.
So stop right there, because we're talking about 2 different things. She can produce 400 tacos, but now we're wondering how many she can consume?
Yep.
Okay.
So she produces 400, and how much she can consume, if we go down, assuming she specializes in taco production. So specializing in taco productions means she only makes tacos, no burritos. So we're not worrying about any of her burritos, just her tacos.
Gotcha.
And if he specializes in burrito production, that means he has 0 tacos, and he's only making burritos over here. He has 300 burritos.
Gotcha.
And now, so coming through the answers, we have to find out which one makes sense. So if we say we're looking at B, and we think that one might be the right answer, so we check it. And so this is what Dinah has. Dinah has 200 tacos left.
Okay.
From her 400. That means she traded 200 and kept 200. Correct?
Traded 200 and kept 200.
Kept 200 to make her 400. Because this is telling us what she still has, what she consumed.
Okay, that was assuming that B is correct, but it's really not, right?
Yes, so assuming B is correct, we have 200 tacos she consumed, and we just assume that the rest of them she traded.
Okay.
And so if she traded 200 tacos and she gets 10 tacos, for every 10 tacos she gets 6 burritos. So if we do 200 divided by 10, then we have 20. So she has 20 sets of 10 tacos.
Okay.
And so she can trade 10 tacos 20 times for those 6 burritos. So if we do 6 times 20, we would get how many burritos she has.
120.
Which is not the answer. So we knew that that one was not right.
Okay.
The answer says 130. So we move on to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
If she has 300 tacos, that means she traded 100 to make her 400.
Okay.
And so she has 100 tacos in sets of 10. So she has 10 sets of 10 tacos. Because that equals 100.
Mm-hmm.
And so she trades 10 times for 6 burritos. So 6 times 10 is 60, and that one is correct.
So how did you know to divide her extra 100 into sets of 10 and then to...
Because for every 10 tacos she sells, she gets 6 burritos.
6 burritos, okay. Okay, I think I get it now.
All right.
Sorry.
No, it's perfect. It helps me understand how I did it better, too.
Teaching by learning.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably why they make us do this, huh? So sneaky.
All right, number 10.
I did not get number 10. I've been trying that one.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. For this one, I got A, but I might be wrong, so as I explain this to you, correct me, okay? I'm going to go back to my face. I'm going to stop sharing with you guys and show you. I drew a little graph on my paper. You see that? Okay. That's kind of backwards to you guys because it's mirrored, but that's okay. Hold on. So Fredonia, it's not backwards? Okay,
Nope.
Fredonia produces and consumes 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat per year. Sylvia produces and consumes 10 units of corn and 30 units of wheat. Suppose that trade is then initiated between the two countries, and Fredonia sends 30 units of corn to Sylvania in exchange for 30 units of wheat. Fredonia will now be able to consume a maximum of, and then you have to pick your answer. So, Fredonia.
It's B, isn't it?
I got A. I'm trying to figure out why.
Okay, well, here's my thinking is, okay, so if Fredonia consumes 30 units of corn, 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat, but she gives her 30 units of corn to Sylvania to get 30 units of wheat back, then, nope, just kidding. I lost my train of thought.
Why would you give away everything you produce, though? I mean, when they need to keep some for themselves?
Yeah, so what I have is if she has 30 units of corn and then she trades, okay, hold on, 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat per year.
So would you take the surplus from each country? So like if Fredonia consumes 30 units and Sylvania only consumes 10, oh, never mind. I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay, so what I have here on my notes, I said that Fredonia either has 60 units of corn or 20 units of wheat. So 60 units of corn comes from the 30 units they produce and consume, and I don't know. Okay, so they produces and consume 30 units of corn. Nope, that doesn't make sense. I don't think I did it right. Okay.
Wait, what was your graph again?
I graphed that they would have 60 units of corn or 20 wheat. And so I made that little graph and I came up with them. The corn on the side with 30 units of corn.
And 10 units of wheat.
Yeah. But I can't remember how I got those answers.
It looks good on paper, that's for sure. Do you guys know, will he go over this and like?
You will after we take the quiz.
Oh, okay, good. Good, because I can't go into the rest of the class this lost.
Okay. So, wish we could pause this and then try and work on it and then play it again so like we actually can think for a second.
No, yeah.
I don't know. I went over them all yesterday and I didn't.
We need a graph each, like Fredonia and Sylvania. Because was your graph just showing one of them?
Yeah, my graph is just Fredonia.
Okay.
Oh, okay. This will probably help us make more sense. At the bottom of the page before, it has more words. It goes with our question. I was like, how am I getting these answers? Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I read both pages. It still didn't make sense, but you shoot. Go ahead.
Suppose that a worker in Fredonia can produce 6 units of corn or 2 units of wheat per year. And they have 10 workers. So they can produce 60 units of corn and 20 units of wheat. Okay, now my graph is starting to make sense again. So they can produce 60 units of corn is their max. And 20 units of wheat is their other max. And they can produce one or the other. And for this, it says that they consume 30 units of corn and 10 units of wheat per year. So that's my little, they're at 10, 30 and 10. And we're trying to,
I'm sorry, I was just commenting that's not one of the options.
Yeah, so that's what they're consuming. And we're trying to figure out what their maximum could be with what they get on trade. So if they have, they trade their 30 units of wheat. It says that sends 30 units of corn to Sylvania for exchange of 30 units of wheat. And so with this, they originally had 60 units of corn, and they consume 30 and trade 30. And that's where they get their 60. So they consume 30 units of corn. And then with their wheat, they consume 10 units, it says right here, of wheat per year. And they produce, each nation has 10 workers or 2 units of wheat per year. So, okay, hold on. If they produce,
I'm to write it down.
Okay. If they produce, they're from Sylvania, they're getting 30 units of wheat. Oh, okay. So their 30 units of corn come from, they start with 60, and then they consume 30 and trade 30. And so that's where they get their 30 units of corn. And they get their 30 units of wheat, and that was just traded right to them from Sylvania.
Okay.
Making sense? I'm sort of making sense to myself now, but I don't think that my words are making sense. And so we're trying to find their maximum, the maximum number of food that they have in Fredonia. And so
it says they'll be able to consume a maximum. So is that excluding what they're trading then?
Yeah, so their trading in that same problem, it says their trade is Fredonia sends 30 units of corn to Sylvania. So out of their 60 that they have, they send 30.
Okay.
And in exchange for 30 units of wheat. So in the end, they have 30 units of corn and 30 units of wheat, and that's their maximum. That's what they have. Maybe?
Hold on.
I know it says produce and consume, so that's what's confusing to me. It seems like it'd be a washout that they're consuming everything they produce.
But what on the bottom of this page before that one, it says that they produce 6 units of corn or 2 units of wheat per year. So they have 10 workers, and each worker produces that.
Okay.
So really, they have 60 units of corn or 20 units of wheat. So they're only eating half of what they.
Okay. 2 units of corn. So that's 20 over 60.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they're actually producing 60 over 20 for Fredonia.
Corn and 20 units of wheat.
And then for Sylvania, they're actually producing
20 units of corn and 60 units of wheat. So flip it.
So if they consume 30 and 10, then they've got 30 and 10 to trade.
But the hitch on that one is they can only produce 60 units of corn or 20 units of wheat. They can't produce both.
Oh, fabulous.
So it's one or the other. And so if they decide to produce 60 units of corn, which we... Go ahead.
Oh, never mind. I wrote it down wrong. For a second there, I thought Sylvania was consuming more than it was producing, but... So go ahead with your thoughts, sorry.
If they have 60 units of corn or 20 units of wheat, and they consume 30 units of corn and trade 30 units of corn, we have to assume that they're using their 60. So they're not doing anything with their wheat.
Oh.
In Fredonia. Mm-hmm. Because they have to trade 30 and they consume 30. So they can only use their 60 units of corn. And so we know that they consume 30 units of corn, and with that, they have a trade coming in with 30 units of wheat. And so in the end, they have 30 units of corn and 30 units of wheat. Yeah?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Next.
Okay. All right, so we're going with A, and I hope that's right, or else I'm going to feel really bad that I'm messing us all up right now.
No, what you said makes sense. I didn't understand it at first, but it's helped me. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Number 11.
Where's number 11?
Okay. For whenever it says that they're producing whatever at a constant rate, what is it? I mean, what does that mean? Does that change the problem at all when it's saying?
I don't think so.
Both of them at this.
I think it just takes a variable away that we don't need to worry about.
Yeah, it's just taking that. They're not taking any breaks. They're not wasting any time. They're using their full 24 hours.
Do you guys think maybe it's A, that the farmer and rancher will both gain from its trade? Because if they're spending all their time on their one trade, then they need the other thing. So I kind of feel like it's A, just because they both gain because they don't have time to do the other one. Because yes, you know, yes, one guy's giving away 1 pound for 2 pounds, but I mean, obviously pork is more expensive than tomatoes.
Yeah, I was not sure on this one. I was torn between either A or C, just having the rancher having gained because he just is getting more product. But like you said, pork is better than tomatoes, so I had no idea.
See, I would say A or B because pork is more expensive to like you get more money from selling pork than you would selling tomatoes, and you have to, you know.
But you do have to sell 2 pounds of tomatoes for 1 pound of pork.
Yeah.
So there's that trade-off there.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's got to be either A or C. I'm not sure which one it would be. Well, if it's for price, I don't know.
I don't know either. I think that they both will, because they both will be getting something that they don't have.
Yeah, that's kind of what I think, especially because I can't remember my because, but I think it's A.
So I hate to be a killer of fun, but I did book a trip to the Polynesian Cultural Center before this class started, and the bus leaves in about 15 minutes, so I need to go.
Go.
Well, we'll keep working together, and you can always email us if you have more questions before you take the quiz tonight.
Okay, and that's due tonight?
I believe that quiz is due tonight because he's double check. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I believe it is, or else I have to post the link to our live video on a discussion board, and you can go through and watch it there and just jump in where you left off and watch it. Whichever one you want to do.
So is the quiz a situation where I have to testify that I was here for the whole meeting or something like that?
No,
I don't think so. I'll say, like, on the discussion board, we have to put the names of the people that participated in the quiz, and we'll put all of us because we were all here, and that's how we get our points. I don't think it's...
Okay. The quiz I'm probably going to have to take right now because I won't get back until 10 o'clock Hawaiian time, which is going to be tomorrow morning Rexburg time. And so if it's due tonight, I'm going to have to do it now.
Well, double check and see. Maybe it's not.
What was that?
Sorry, hang on. I've had to change 2 poopy diapers since we started this, so I was washing my hands. Double check to see if the quiz is due or not, because if it's not due tonight, then definitely don't take it. So just double check.
That's a good idea.
I just thought I saw that it was due tonight, but I could be very wrong. My brain is lost.
No, this was just really bad timing. This wasn't a planned trip, and everything's kind of new, and we haven't gotten to the flow of things yet.
If you want, I could run through really fast and tell you the answers that I got, and you can compare them with what you got before you submit them.
Oh, okay. That would be helpful.
So on 11, we decided it was A. 12, I got C.
Okay.
13, I got B. 14, I got B. And 15, I got B. And I can't promise you that these are right.
No, that's fine.
16, I got B. 17, I got D. 18, I got A. 19, I got D. And 20, I got D.
Okay.
And I feel kind of mostly confident in most of my answers, but I'm not 100% sure on some of them. But have fun on your trip and good luck on the quiz.
Thank you. I appreciate your girls' help. Thanks so much.
Have fun. See you later.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, so we're deciding that 11 is A. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay, so on to 12. What do you guys get for 12?
I got as far as 11. I got caught up with children.
That's okay.
Yeah, I got C.
I got C too. So, will you explain how you got it?
Okay, let me read this again one more time to remember what this question is. Okay, so trying to remember how I did it, but so since each person dividing their time equally between the production, purchase, and watts, so did you just do just like found the center of each, so Osney or whatever his name is, so it would be 5 and then 4, correct? And then Merv 2 and 3, and then
and so we're trying to produce. So if they, okay. So if they spent all their time producing the good in which they have the comparative advantage, so like Hosni's advantage are the purses. How many purses will we increase by? So let's say if Merv was making only wallets and they were making only purses, and instead of 5 and 4, we were making 10. Is that how we got 5?
I don't remember. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think so, right? So
we just have to, so let's say Hosni's, the comparative advantage, we need to decide on both of them. So I think Hosni's comparative advantage is 10, and Merv's is the wallets, and Hosni's is the purses, because he's making a bunch.
So how do you decide again which one is comparative advantage? It's just however, like the opportunity cost, right? So it's
the more they can make per hour or whatever, yeah. The more they can make in a certain amount of time.
And you just do that. So did you just divide Cosne's 8 wallets by 10 person?
I think that it's just that, like this, say this is in 1 hour, he can either make 8 wallets or 10 purses. And because 10 purses is more than 8 wallets, that's his advantage.
Oh, okay.
In an hour, this guy can make 6 wallets or 4 purses, and because he's producing more wallets, that's his advantage.
Gotcha.
I think.
Okay.
So Merv is only making 6 wallets, and Hosne is only making 10 purses. And when they were just making in the middle, we had 2 purses and 7 purses. So maybe the answer is 3. Is the answer 3? Because now we're only making 10 instead of 7.
I'm still lost.
7?
Because in the beginning, so if we chart it in the middle, when they were dividing their time equally, over here we'd have 2 and 3, which is right in the middle.
Yeah.
So we have 2 purses. And over here, and we're trying to find out the number of purses. Over here in the middle, we have 5 and 4. So that's the middle. So we have 5 purses. So right now, if they're divided equally, we have 7 purses. And if we switched it to where he's only producing purses and he's only producing wallets, then we have 10 purses, which is 3 more than we had. So the answer is B.
Yeah, okay, so it is B.
Yeah, I'm glad that we just went through
I
that.
just got 5. How did you get 3? Dang it.
Yeah, we take back 5. I had 5 to start too, until just barely.
Okay, but here's how I get 5.
Okay.
It's because we're talking about purses, right? So
Yeah.
if Cosne were to devote all her time, she would make 10 purses as opposed to the 5. So she'd be making 5 more purses if she didn't have to make wallets.
Yeah, but we have to count Merv's purses at the very beginning too, when he was making both. Because we need the total production of purses. So at the beginning, Merv was making 2 purses and 3 wallets. So we have to count those 2 and 2.
So you're saying like...
So at the very beginning, we were making 7 purses, and now we're making 10.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, through that. Perfect.
Okay. 13, what'd you guys get?
I didn't get this one.
I don't know if I did this one right. I got B. Let me just think about how for a second. Okay. So we're just trying to figure out whether the farmer should specialize in pork or tomatoes, and whether the rancher should specialize in pork or tomatoes. So I said that the farmer should specialize in the production of tomatoes because in 24 hours he can make more tomatoes, and the rancher should specialize in pork because he can make more pork than the farmer can. I don't know if that, I feel like that's too simple than it should be, so I don't know if I'm right. So I picked B, the farmer should specialize in tomatoes because he can grow the most tomatoes. He's the best at growing tomatoes, and the rancher is the best at getting pork, the production of pork, so he should specialize in pork.
I mean, yeah. Maybe it's just one of those questions to make us really question whether or not we're doing it right.
But I think it's B. That's what made sense to me. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Because the rancher. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. The only question is, I mean, like, yeah, that's what makes sense for sure. But then it's like, is there some way that the farmer is going to, or somehow together they're going to make more if they produce both, you know? Like, that's what is like so confusing. You just like, is there some way if they both produce each thing that they're going to end up with more? But I guess, does that make sense, or is that confusing?
Yeah, the only thing is, for the answers, it says the farmer should specialize in both, and the rancher should specialize in the production of neither.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, then I think it'd be B then, because the other answers don't really make sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do that. Move on.
Okay, 14 and 15. These are the ones I'm not so sure about, but 14 I got B, and 15 I got B as well. What'd you get, Jenna?
Okay, so for 14 I got A. Really, I didn't know what I was doing.
I didn't either, honestly. I just looked that Maya could make toasters faster than she could make mixers, so I picked toasters, so I don't know if that's right.
Okay, let me just read this one more time. So, that Maya Miguel can switch between producing mixers and producing toasters at a constant rate. Maya has an absolute advantage in the production of
Toasters, right?
toasters.
I think
Okay.
so.
Well, yeah, I think it's toasters.
So B.
Well, doesn't Maya have the advantage of making both toasters and mixers?
Yeah, that's what doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Because, I mean, it takes Miguel 20 hours to make a mixer.
So maybe it is A.
Okay, so both of them say she has an absolute advantage in both goods is both A and B, and a comparative advantage. So we need to find out which one is the comparative advantage. And I don't really know what that means, but let me go back and look. What's the difference between what am I doing? Comparative advantage and absolute advantage?
The comparative advantage has to do with opportunity cost. So
Yeah.
every one mixer that she makes, how many toasters?
So comparative advantage. It says when each country specializes in the goods in which it has a comparative advantage, the total production in all countries is higher. I don't know.
Are you playing with a knife?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I am. I'm eating fudge.
Lucky.
Can you see my reflection or something?
What?
How did you know I was playing with a knife?
I can see you. You're on a video monitor.
I know, but I thought I was sharing my screen.
Nope.
Oh.
Good thing you were picking your nose.
Oh, yeah. I swear I was. Oh, now I am. I was reading off of this thing to you guys like I was sharing it with you.
Okay, so I'm still not understanding what a comparative advantage is, though.
I don't know. I was just trying to read through this.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think it is. So, because absolute advantage is just like, obviously she makes more toasters than Miguel.
Yeah.
That's absolute. And then the comparative advantage is when you have to decide, okay, how many mixers does she make in an hour compared to toasters? And then whichever one she makes more is the comparative. So does she make more mixers than toasters in an hour? Or okay, wait, no.
Yes.
Is that right?
Oh, no. Hours needed to make one. You need 8 hours to make a mixer and 5 hours to make a toaster.
So it'd be B then, right? Because it takes her less hours to make a toaster.
But compared to Miguel's hours, it takes Miguel 20 hours to make a mixer and only 10 to make a toaster. So compared to Miguel's hours, she's at 8 to 20.
Yeah.
So, on a mixer. So maybe it is A.
I can settle with A. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Because the amount of hours it takes her and the amount of hours it takes him, she has an advantage on mixers more than toasters.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
Until output is an economy increases when each person specializes because.
Oh, I don't know that one at all.
I put B, but I'm not doing too hot on this homework. I've got a bunch wrong.
You're doing better than me. You at least got through it.
Okay, so the total output in an economy increases when each person specializes, because when they specialize in the best, what they're the best at. So they spend more time producing the product, which they have a comparative advantage in.
Yeah, I think it is B.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, we're almost done. $16. Oh, not burritos again.
Yeah, so for the rest of these, I really didn't know what I was doing, so I kind of just guessed. So
Okay, this one I got 3/4 a burrito.
How did you get that?
Because right now, Dinah is doing 400 over 200, so she's doing, for every taco, she makes half a burrito. And so, oops, for Arthur and Dinah not to be able to gain from trade, Dinah's opportunity cost of one taco needs to be changed to, I put it 3/4 of a burrito. If it was 3/4, then she would still be making 400 tacos, but instead she'd be making 300 burritos, and that's the same as Arturo. And so they'd be producing the exact same.
okay.
I'm sorry, I'm still lost. Okay, so
Okay, let me show you my graphs.
yes, please.
Okay, so to make it so that she doesn't get any gain from trade, I have it that when they make it so they're creating the same amount of tacos and burritos as each other, then they're not going to get any gain from trade because they're producing the same amount. And so we have 200 over 400, which is her absolute cost for burritos is 1/2. She can make half of a burrito for every taco she makes. But if we move it up to 300, she can make 3/4 of a burrito for every 400 burritos, which makes it the same as Arturo, which means neither of them will get benefit from each other because they're producing the same thing. But I don't know if that's right. I'm just
But how
trying to
are
make
you
it.
able to move it up to 300 tacos? I thought that she's only able, three.
Because that'll go up to 3/4, 300 over 400.
Right, but how can Dinah make 300 burritos? How is that a possibility? Because it's either she makes 200 burritos or 300 or 400 tacos.
Yeah, so that's the scenario right now, and we're trying to find the scenario where they would not get gain from each other if they were to trade. So we got to change Dinah's opportunity cost to make it so that she doesn't get any gain from Arturo. Because right now she can get gain in burritos. She can trade with Arturo and get his burritos because he makes more burritos than she does. But to make it so that she won't be able to get any gain from him, they'd have the same amount of burritos.
Okay, and that was 3/4?
Yeah. So you do 300 over 400 for the opportunity cost.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know if I'm right.
I'm still not understanding it 100%, but I don't want to keep taking up too much time. I'd like to go over the ones we know more and then maybe go back afterwards. So I just put a question mark next to it.
Okay. Okay. 17. What'd you guys get? I got D. That's an exports sold abroad, right?
Yep.
Imports are sold within the country, exports are sold abroad.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Okay, perfect. And 18, according to this graph, England should export, means sell abroad. I put they should sell abroad cheese, and import bread.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In the number of units produced in 40 hours, they make a lot more cheese than they do bread.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah? Makes sense?
Yeah.
So that's A?
Yeah.
Okay. And 19, I put D. And I did this. Oh, this is a big math problem I had to do. There are 30 workers in each country. And we want to know about Boatland. And Boatland can produce 5 units of wheat or 20 units of fish per year. So 30 times 5 is, I don't know what it is.
It's 150.
Correct. So they can either produce 150 units of wheat, or 30 times 25 is 750, or 750 units of fish per year. With their 30 workers, that's what they can produce, either or. And then in farmland, it's the opposite. So they can do 750 units of wheat, or 150 units of fish. Fish and wheat. And then no trade occurs between the countries, and Boatland produces and consumes 75 units of wheat and 375 units of fish. And then farmland produces and consumes 375 units of wheat, 75 units of fish. If trade were to occur, Boatland would trade 90 units of fish to farmland in exchange for 80 units of wheat. If Boatland is completely specialized in fish production, so they're only making the 750 units of fish, could it now consume, how many units of fish could it now consume along with the 80 units imported wheat? So we have our 750 because now we know that they specialize in the fish, so they don't make any wheat. And so they have their 750 and they trade 90 units of fish. So we do 750 minus their trade, which is 90, which is 660 units of fish left with 80 units of wheat.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So it's D. And this one, I mostly just guessed on 20, and I guessed D. Neither of them.
Well, looking at the maps, yeah, I'd see that.
Yeah.
Because Colombia's not as good on either of them. But I don't know if there's any logic or anything behind that. I assumed it was right because they were smaller. So I don't know.
I mean, they definitely have more of an advantage of coffee than they do of soybeans. They definitely need soybeans for sure. It's just whether or not they need to.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like Chile, they'd only have more in coffee if they are only producing coffee, you know? So maybe if Colombia specialized in coffee, then it would benefit Chile because they don't have to worry about doing that and they can just focus on soybeans or whatever.
Yeah, the only thing that I see is that if Chile were to produce both, soybeans and coffee, they'd still be making just as much as Colombia if Colombia were to be doing it all by themselves. But if Colombia were to not do any soybeans and did all coffee, then they would have the advantage. So if Chile did half and half and Colombia only did 12 of coffee, then they could. Am I making any sense?
Yeah.
So I mean, if I had to pick Colombia to specialize in something, it would be coffee, and then import soybeans, or neither.
I don't know.
But if they didn't, the thing is that Colombia should do something, right? If they didn't import either good, then they're not going to have very much. But if they wanted to take an advantage, then they would do coffee. Yeah, I don't know. That's my guess is coffee.
Okay. Well,
I mean, we all take the quiz separately, but I don't know how to explain it properly. I wish I did. I'm very bad at teaching. This is why I never wanted to be a teacher. It's hard looking at the graphs because you see, oh, look, 12 and 16. But they can't do both at the same time.
Right. Well, I get what you're saying, because if Colombia was producing both, I mean, then they would only produce 6 pounds of coffee and 3 pounds of soybeans. And so it's like,
yeah,
not very beneficial for them at all. So like the question, Colombia should specialize in production of what, you know? And so really, if we're just focusing on Colombia, they should, specialize in coffee.
Yeah, because it doesn't say compared to Chile or while trading with Chile. It just says Colombia should specialize in the production of. So maybe it is just coffee.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay. Me too.
Because people don't usually import both goods, right? Because D, if they don't specialize in anything and then they just import both things, like that doesn't usually work with trade, right?
Yeah,
right, they would have
to pay for it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, I think I'm gonna try and look at some of the learning programs because I want to go back and review 16 for sure. But do you guys feel like all the rest of them are okay though?
Yeah, the only thing we didn't do was number 3.
Oh, we didn't do 3. I was like, yeah.
But maybe we just have to think about that one on our own. I don't know.
Yes. I don't know. It's either A or B. That's all I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think A is as close as I can get, where we just use the one jacket from the second graph, and it will take it up, and you'll have 5, or 1 sweater and 5 jackets, and then you'll use all the jackets, so it'd be from this graph, so all 16, so it'd be 1 and 21 jackets.
What would it be for 2? I mean, could we pull?
We could do 1 sweater from each of them.
What if we took 2 from Lisa? Would we have enough?
From Lisa. If we did 2 from Lisa, then we'd be making 8 jackets over here and 10 jackets over here. It would be 18.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be 1 then. I mean, it's the closest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because if you take the 1 from Bryce, and so you just cut it in half, so you have 5 left from the jackets. And then you have all of these jackets, which is 16 plus 5, so I don't know.
No, I think you're onto something because I don't know how else it would work.
I think I'm going to go with A on the quiz. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, so I guess we're done then.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that was way harder. That's tricky.
Sorry, I keep cutting off my face. I keep sitting lower and lower. Okay. All right, so are you going to submit this then? Because we only have to submit 1 recording, and then we all take...
I submit it.
Okay. Thank you for doing the recording and everything.